is Jean-Philippe Bergier. Manuel Verdon from Switzerland. He's our service judge. So the defending champion. Well, yesterday he had news that for the first time after 75 consecutive weeks, he wasn't world number 1 any longer. Went down to number 2. The 27-year-olds from Hubei province. Tall man. That's about 6'2". Only his second appearance. Incidentally, when he won the title last year, not only beating Victor Axelsen in the final, he won the title without playing against another seeded player. Well, as he's the only seed left in the draw this year, if he was to win, he'd have the same achievement, wouldn't he? Well, Australian qualifier in the first round, second round against Zulkifli of Malaysia. Both of those matches in 2 straight games, just 20 minutes for his first round match, when you consider that women's singles we've just watched, 32 minutes just for the opening game. So that all happened in double quick time. So to the 19-year-old Anthony Ginting from Cimahi, west of Bandung in West Java. That's about 5'7". And he's down 9 places in the world ranking this week from his career high of 22, where he had spent 2 weeks at 22 in the world. This is third Super Series quarter-final, but his first quarter-final of the year. Now, in the first round, he beat the number 7 seed, Chao Tien-chen, and then yesterday, Samir Verma of India dropped the opening game. I watched that one, thoroughly enjoyed watching that one too. My goodness, India has got a lot of very good young men's singles players. Now, this is the first time that these two players will meet each other. Not surprising, given the statistic that Anthony Ginting, this is only his third Super Series quarter-final. Only played 4 Super Series tournaments last year, and this his 4th this year. So only his 8th Super Series. Now, these are the court officials I was telling you about. Jean-Philippe Bergier. First opportunity for Anthony Ginting to test himself against this top-ranked Chinese player. Of course, Anthony Ginting played second men's singles in the Thomas Cup finals. It was a well-talked-about selection decision. Because, of course, Jonathan Christie had played 2 matches at number 1 men's singles in the campaign, and then was dropped from the final. So the defending champion, the reigning world champion, Chen Wang, getting this quarter-final underway. I told you he was a skillful and exciting young player, Anthony Ginting. Bronze medalist at the World Junior Championships in 2014 and bronze medalist at the Youth Olympic Games that same year. Yeah, look at that. Now, already I noticed, Steen, that Anthony Ginting has got strapping on his, I don't know whether it's a hamstring injury or a quad muscle. Well, certainly his right leg. That's a wonderful shot, isn't it?
He probably got lots of self-belief, and why shouldn't he with a smash like this? After seeing that his compatriot Jonathan Christie was sort of having Chen Long on the verge of defeat in Malaysia.
Yeah,
So they probably take turns at winning matches in practice. So when Christie can, why shouldn't I? Good lift.
It's a good eye. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And of course, we shouldn't forget the semi-finalist from last week, Mustafa. And so with those three youngsters plus Kolik, who we haven't mentioned yet, from Indonesia, and that's why I say that the sparring, the four of them together, the belief that they will give each other, because one has a good result, and well, if I can beat him in practice, as you say, well then why shouldn't I beat these top players?
Yeah, exactly. The challenge will be that they haven't got a top 10 player to spar against. Thomas Sugiarto, of course, independent player. But sometimes that's that can be an advantage, because you don't have a player that sort of takes a bigger part of the attention in practice and in constructing the drills that you're going to make. Long rally we got going here.
Oh,
that's efficient.
Yeah.
5-1. Service over. 2-5.
Of course, since they haven't met each other, it's no surprise that Chen Long just needs some rallies to sort of figure out what kind of player is Ginting. Ginting probably seen a lot of matches with his opponents.
Yeah, you would have watched him on television, sat and watched him at tournaments when he was out. And oh, look at that net shot. That is unbelievable. Boy, you can't get any better than that.
7-2.
Hit the top of the tape and just crawled over.
Correction. Service over. 3-6.
Oh, that's nice. He's so powerful in his legs, isn't he, Chen Long, that ability to sort of change direction, or even when you're in trouble and you're taking the shuttle late, have the balance, because you've got that low centre of gravity, because you're bending your knees and moving in that sort of crouch position, just like that.
Yeah. Also look when he's in the middle of the court, how big a distance there is between his 2 feet. And that's the centre of gravity, as you were talking about, Jill.
Yeah.
5-6.
So he's a tall man. He's very efficient at getting down low to these attacking shots.
Yeah, but the thing is that if he hasn't got a whole lot of time to judge these shots, and Ginting has the ability to execute quick, to make this quick release, both the overhead shot and the net shots and so on, where he sort of holds his racket close to the shuttle and before he hits it, then it could spell trouble for Chen Long. He misses that one.
Service over. 7-5. Play, please.
Lost an important match in Thomas Cup against Song-Won Ho of Korea, which eventually meant defeat for China in the quarterfinal. It's interesting to see how Chen Long is going to bounce back from that.
Well, we've questioned his ability in team competitions to deal with the pressure.
Yeah.
6,
And I
7.
mean, now it's still recent experience for him. How is that going to affect him? What are we going to see come the Olympics? He is the double world champion, so he's definitely got playing abilities. And
Oh, look at that.
he won the first world championship in 2014,
8.
the same year where he lost also in Thomas Cup to Kenichi Tago, and Japan eventually went on to win the title. So at that point he was able to sort of shake it off. Will he be that this year as well? That's going to be really interesting to see at the Olympics.
Of course, he was bronze medalist 4 years ago in London. Oh, magnificent angle.
Very, very crisp shot.
First time I
9,
saw him, Steve,
6.
which was at the Youth Olympic Games in Nanjing last year. And I saw him playing, and I thought there was a huge number of similarities to Taufik Hidiat, the former Olympic champion from Indonesia. That crispness of shot, I don't think he's quite got the skills at the front of the court yet that Taufik had, but, you know, that deception overhead and that ability to just hit winners. He doesn't look that powerful.
No. And a little under average height.
Yeah.
As well. But very, very good racket skills.
Well, goes to the mid-game interval
11-6 interval.
with a 5-point advantage. Anthony Ginting. Just 10 minutes into the match. Well, two coaches, much to say. Surely the Indonesian coach must be pretty happy with his man at the moment.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Chinese coach, Xia Xuanzhe, former world champion himself. Well, I have to say, a number of times we've watched Chen Long recently, over the last 6-12 months, Steen, we have been a little bit concerned that he's looked to be a bit of a slow
11-6.
starter.
Yeah. He's a slow starter, and he's not been the
11-6.
Chen Long that has won 2 world championships with
Play.
fantastic defense, solid performance, high quality shots. He's made an uncharacteristic number of low quality shots.
7,
The last
11.
couple of times we've seen, after actually he lost to Lee Chong-wei, was it in China Open?
Yes,
He lost.
at the end of last year, last
Yeah.
November. Yeah.
Since then, I don't think we've seen him in top form. Challenge.
Chen Long challenge. Called out.
Oh, cracky, it was a long way out.
Yeah.
My goodness me. What a wasted challenge.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. 7. Service over. 12-7. Play.
That's so efficient, that forehand cross-drop shot from Anthony Ginting. I think it's his third point, third straight point, and Chen Long has not been anywhere near it. His legs in a very, very bad position to cover exactly that shot. There's a group of Indonesian players that, not players, Indonesian supporters that we can hear here in Sports Centre at Sydney Olympic Park. And they are having a great time right now. 8-point advantage for
15-7.
Anthony Ginting. Well played.
Service over. 8-15.
I would think it would be now if Chen Long still wants a chance to win this first game. He's got to make a move.
Oh, that's certainly helping his cause, isn't it? That's a gifted point.
9-15.
It's not often we see smashes that are so much wide. Seems like the grip twisted in his hand or something like that.
Defense. What a rally. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. What a final angled. Well, I don't know if you call that a half smash or a fast drop. Whatever it was magnificent. Yeah, it's certainly not a smash, is it? Look at that. Look at that. On the line.
It's a well-placed downward shot.
Thank you.
Yeah, and those are the sort of shots that you keep telling me about, Steen, that in singles is so vital to have. If you're slightly off balance, you can't go for the big winner, because if your opponent gets to it, you're in big trouble.
Then you're in trouble, yeah.
Well-angled shot.
That's the perfect placement.
11-15.
Because, I mean, it's not in any danger of going out. And it's still very well placed outside of the opponent's reach.
And particularly good because the last one was down to his opponent's forehand side, mixing it up, or just in general?
Just the distance between the shuttle and the sideline. I really like that.
net cord from
Service over.
Ginting.
16-11.
I'm curious to see whether he actually shows up in Chinese Taipei. Chen Long mentioned earlier that he was entered into that tournament, but
Well, he's only played 5 tournaments prior to this year.
yeah,
Well, he hasn't had a lot of tournament play. Hasn't won a title this year. Hasn't won a title since the Denmark Open last October.
so he could be
12,
actually looking
16.
for the same as Simon Neval to sort of get some self-confidence from this last Super Series of
Yeah.
the first part of 2016. That's out.
Thirteen, 16.
I would have challenged that.
No, no, it was out.
There's no question of that one.
It's shots like this that we
Service
normally
over.
don't see Chen Long miss.
17,
Normally
13.
you don't get any free points from him. You have to work so hard yourself to score. That has not been the case for some time.
Service over. 14, 17.
Another player seeking confidence is
Play, please.
Shrikant Kidambi.
Absolutely.
Also entered the semifinals here in Sydney.
Service over. 18, 14.
Well, just 3 points away from this opening game. This young man, teenager.
Wide.
That's definitely wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, well left this time. Just 2 points needed.
19, 14.
And the Indonesian spectators get even louder, and that's great. Some cheering on the bleachers.
Yep, he forced the short lift. And he's earned himself game point
20.
opportunities. Look how short that
Game
lift was.
point, 14.
6 opportunities for the youngster to close out this opening game.
I wonder if Chen Long has the capability of coming back in this match.
Game.
Opening game, 21-14.
First game won by
Just a
Anthony
little
Ginting.
under 20 minutes.
21, 14.
21-14. Astonishing. Oh, what a brilliant start to the match by Anthony Ginting. Oh, Chen Long's going to have to dig deep here. Very difficult to interpret by his gestures there what he's saying, but he's saying a lot.
Certainly talking a lot, Henry Saputra, men's singles coach of Indonesia. And I was noticing it also when Sina won the first game. Her coach, Umendra, also started talking immediately. It was just, I mean, She's used a lot of mental energy winning that game 28-26.
Yeah.
Can be hard concentrating totally from the beginning of 2 minutes.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Well, still looks pretty calm, doesn't he? Chen Long, one game down against a 19-year-old. Who would have thought the reigning world champion, two-time world champion, is in big trouble?
When you come to Sydney, there are so many things to do and no shortage of structures to climb, from Sydney Tower to the iconic Sydney Harbour Bridge, where you'll feel like you're on top of the world. And right now, during the Vivid Festival, there's actually a dance floor up there to enjoy as we return to the action with Jill Clark.
Well, the teenager, Anthony Ginting, was outstanding in that opening game. Thoroughly deserved it, 21-14. What can the world champion do in response? It's a good opening rally to the second game. Oh, was that game wide? Incredible opening rally to this second game. Well, certainly the way that Anthony Ginting played that opening game, I can understand why he was selected number 2 in the Thomas Cup final.
Yeah. And this rally, I think, was very important. Chen Long is trying to up the pace right now, trying to sort of stamp his mark, and it's really, really important that this young man puts his heels down here, because then I think we could have a situation a little bit similar to the match we've just seen between Sanna Neval and Ratchanok Intanon, that there's simply one person on the court who wants this more than the other one. And this is the man in red here. I'm not sure Chen Long has the what it takes to come back in this match here.
I'm astonished to hear you say that, Steen. I really am. I mean, you don't sit at number 1 on the world ranking for 75 consecutive weeks, win 2 world titles, unless you've got, you know, a real capability and fighting spirit.
You're right.
But so what is it? Is it that it's so close to the Olympics? There's so much expectation for him?
Yeah, because if you close your eyes a little bit, so everything's a little bit dimmed and you can see someone in yellow playing over there and you don't really know who it is, would you guess that that player is number 1 in the world ranking right now, the way he's playing? I wouldn't.
No.
He's not gotten to be number 1 playing like this.
No.
And he's made 4 mistakes. Within the first 5 rallies here, he played a very, very good rally in the beginning. That was sort of, I felt that was sort of his gritting his teeth and saying, okay, come on now. I want to win this match. I don't want to lose a match to a young Indonesian men's singles player who can get confidence and so on. But he played a really good rally, Ginting. Of course, it's way too early to rule it out that Chen Long could win this match, but I think he's got to be really careful, and as you say, he's got to dig deep.
Oh, magnificent. Magnificent. Well, that found the line, didn't it, Steen?
short or anything, that lift from Chen Long.
It's a careless error.
Yeah, he's got to be alert now.
No, change of direction on the low serve, though, perhaps contributed to Ginting making the error. Oh, good. It's at that level.
Must be sure. Ginting, yeah. Oi.
Yeah, as soon as he was
That's
forced to
more like
turn and play the high backhand.
Yeah. But it's been more like it the last 3 rallies that they played. That's been more like the Chen Long that we expect to see.
Oh, it's done it again.
Brilliant shot.
That's the second exact same shots in the second game.
It's so important to have that shot in your repertoire, because otherwise, when you are played in your forehand side, it will be too easy to read, because you only have the straight attack or body attack, and then perhaps some slice drop. But with that stick smash type there, you can play the whole court.
A little unfortunate with the neck cord there, Chen Long.
Very nice touch in his forehand side of the net, Ginting.
He's absolutely commanding the rally so far.
Yeah, but right now he's got trouble scoring.
That's a nice variation. Yeah, well played, Anthony Ginting. Two previous winners have gone cross-court from that deep forehand corner. That one straight down the line. And that's the variation that you were talking about, Steen.
Yeah. Took a lot more effort to score in that rally than we've seen earlier in the match. The question is whether Chen Long will be able to sort of sustain the same amount of concentration, the amount of pace, or there will be lapses that cost easy points. That's an easy winner.
Yeah.
Service over.
I assume he just
8-7.
misjudged that. Thought it was going out, because surely he could have reached in.
Yeah.
9-7.
Yeah,
Service over.
very tight return.
8-9.
Risky service return. But, if anybody has the touch to do that, you would expect it would be an Indonesian.
Service over.
As you say,
10,
very much
8.
Taufik-like, spinning it from quite a distance from the net.
Touch letting him down on that occasion.
Yes.
So a 3-point advantage for Chen Long here in the second game. But Ginting 1 game up. Now you just get the sense that Chen Long is just playing himself back into the match now, don't you, Steve?
Yeah, I do. Since like 6-4, 6-3
Court 1, 20 seconds.
to
Court 1,
Ginting.
20 seconds.
Chen Long has been playing better, more solid, hasn't committed these easy errors that we saw in the beginning of this second game and in the first game.
Yeah, just applying the grip powder just makes that grip a little bit tacky, and therefore with the loose grip, that certainly the Indonesians play with a lovely loose grip, and that creates a lot of
11-8.
deception because they can turn the racket in the fingers and hit the shuttle in a different direction from what you're expecting. And that tackiness just makes it a little bit easier to hold on to the racket handle.
Service over. 9-11.
So, if you had had the opportunity, Steen, to talk to this young man, Ginting, what would your advice have been? Because I just get the sense that he's got to win it in 2 if he's going to win it.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be a little bit like this, that he actually can win it. It's not being satisfied that you've got a game or something like that, but it's a lot up to him. I mean, of course, if Chen Long raises his game even more, then it becomes difficult, but it's up to him. He should have a good amount of patience, because, I mean, Chen Long is not doing a whole lot of damage to him. So he can easily play with Chen Long and wait for the better chances. Variation to his attack, of course, but this shot here seems quite good. So it's about keeping that one open. Can make some straight attacks and still be satisfied even if it doesn't go down. And then on the net game, also a little bit of variation, but still it's the cross net drop that has worked well. Just needs a little bit of variation to be good. Also here in the second game. Oh, that's long.
He's missed it.
And Ginting had his left arm up from
11.
the beginning of that shot from Chen Long. He was going to challenge no matter what. He was a little bit off balance. Had to change his direction a little bit.
Well, 4 points since the mid-game interval, and all 4 points to this man, Anthony Ginting.
That's wide.
Oh, he's taken it though.
Start over. Good shot from Chen Long.
When you said that, you meant from Ginting.
Yeah.
If he was in trouble, he should have given it more height.
Yeah, it's more height. It just flat into the middle of the court. This was a good shot from Chen Long. it's often there where he scores a lot of points, Chen Long, is when you've tried yourself and been unsuccessful, so that you're a little bit off balance, you make a little bit unprecise shots, so a little late in the recovery. That's where Chen Long goes for a lot of his points in the counter-attacking part of the rallies.
So it's over.
I'm thinking to myself that Chen Long should have covered that, because, I mean, it's coming too often now. So the winner shots are getting a little bit overused, in my opinion.
Was that a nervous-looking shot?
That's where I feel that the difference is between the really good, the world champion Chen Long, the world #1 Chen Long, and the Chen Long that we're seeing here today. That these easy mistakes, there's another one, they creep in. So now it's really for Ginting to sort of keep pushing, but not overdo it, but just maintain the pressure, then the opportunities will come.
Oh, that could be a costly miss.
14-15.
Quick forward, wasn't it?
It's wide. No,
It's in. It's in.
Yeah.
My goodness, I thought the same as you, Steen. I thought it was going wide, but it seemed to come back in.
16-14.
I don't know if it was the twist of the shuttle before it went straight down that helped it. Yes. It was wide, but very good play from Ginting.
That's
That's
hard.
wide.
Wow.
17-14. Service over.
That's exactly how much power that should be put into that.
15-17.
Totally untenable.
Oh, and again. Oh, I don't believe it. How did that go over?
Service over.
How did he control that? Look at that.
18,
Look at
15.
There's no chance. There's no chance of Chen Long, because the only time it's on his side is when it crosses the tape. Had he hidden it, it would have been a mistake, and the umpire would have called him.
Yeah, well worked from the youngster. My goodness me. 2 tantalising points from meeting the 2-time world champion.
And the situation that looks a lot the same that the one Jonathan Christie had, only Jonathan Christie had a very big lead, so he had time to think that he was about to beat Chen Long. Now I think actually it could work a little bit to the advantage of Anthony Ginting, that it's been quite close and he's just taking 2 really good rallies.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, no, I think he's all right. Goodness me, the heart missed a beat then. Ooh, is he all right? Yeah.
16-19. Thank you.
Look towards his coach.
Thank you.
Well, this is pretty much last chance saloon as far as Chen Long is concerned.
We should remember Ginting, he played a really good game against Jano Jorgensen in Indonesia last week. Not so much in the Thomas Cup finals where he lost, but it was more understandable that a young player being trusted
19.
with the spot on the Thomas Cup team. But last week it was twice extra points, I think.
That's right.
And Jorgensen went on to go to the final and play a fantastic match against Chung Wei, who eventually won it. But Ginting, he's in form.
Listen to the crowd, the cheers and the boos. Oh, well,
That was a little nervous
Yeah.
shot.
17.
I don't want to play
19.
anymore. Could I please win it
yeah.
with a soft smash?
He who dares wins. Yeah, and he dared. My goodness me, that was courageous. Yes, he says to himself, one more point required.
20. Match point.
Look at this smash.
17.
Threaded it down the line. And he's earned himself 3 match point opportunities. Yeah, a little jump on the spot, just trying to calm himself down.
Served out towards the sideline.
It's going wide. Anthony Ginting has beaten the reigning world champion, the defending champion here in the Australian Open. And he's beaten him in 2 straight games. 21-14, 21-17 in 42 minutes. He's through to a first ever Super Series semi-final here in Australia. Oh, big deep breath, yeah. No wonder he's happy. Well, Chen Long, who was perhaps hoping for a confidence booster here in Sydney towards his Olympic dreams. Well, that confidence, I wouldn't say it's been shattered, but it still hasn't helped. He hasn't won a tournament this year. He will not regain the world #1 ranking next week.